Hello, and welcome to Toffee TV live at 5. Can you hear me? Is the picture okay? Just say yeah to both, to be honest. Here on my own today, the way it is, people didn't want to come and talk about Everton. Sad day. I've had John Blaine in for a short period of time, but obviously, John, I want to hear myself. John couldn't stay, but we've done a video today on Tom Davies, so make sure you look out for that. Like I say, just give us a little bit of feedback on the sound and the picture. It looks okay from our end, or from so let me know what you think at your end. Um, like I say, hopefully it's all right. Obviously, no graphics. Ped's the graphics man. It's one of them. Gary Ward says howdy, Gaz. I mean, no one's literally said anything about how it looks and sounds. Some nice one. Kane says Bournemouth away 5:30 in the morning start on Sunday. Bet you're looking forward to that. Blake and his chat about his roast dinners and everything else, Kane. I'm sure it'll be a good trip, and we need the points. Listen, if Everton win, Kane, it'll be an unbelievable trip, won't it? We need to win. We should be beating teams like Bournemouth. Can I have some feedback on the sound and the picture, please? One of you just say, yeah, it's good. Let me know. I'm waiting here to hear things. No one's saying anything. Loud and clear. Derek. Thanks, Derek. Never let me down. Future captain Tom Davies. You know what, Derek? Me and John Blaine, like I just said, did a video in response to an article that was in the Athletic today regarding Tom and his lack of game time. Really, Paddy Boylan had written the article, and it was basically saying that last season Tom's game time halved from the season before. And where is he now? You know, what's the next stage in Tom Davies's career at Everton? And I like Tom. I think he's excellent. I do. I think, is he good enough to be starting at the moment? Well, no, because other players are playing better. But that doesn't mean, for me, he can't be part of our squad. And the challenge and the gauntlet is thrown down to him to get better and better. Um, so let me know what you think. I like him. I think his only issue is probably versatility, in terms of he's played in a few different positions, and sometimes that can be difficult for a player if we can be used around the pitch. Sometimes it's a great thing to have, and it's great for the squad. But I think if you're trying to establish yourself like Tom Davies is, sometimes it can work against you. But I still think he's got a part to play at Everton, most definitely. Don't forget, only turned 21 in the summer, so still a young lad. Um, but we'll have to see. Let me know in the comments here whether you think he has got a future or not at Everton. Michael Doyle, yeah, it's good. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for getting back to me there. Um, Not much is happening, is it? We've obviously the build up to the Bournemouth game. The internationals have just finished, so the players are back today. At Finch Farm, most of them, not all of them, of course. Um, just looking around, there's more stuff about Anthony Gordon, just about how well he's progressing, which is good. There's the stuff on. I did a daily yesterday, and for some reason it didn't process, so there was no daily. But on the daily, just spoke about the players who'd done, what they'd done on international duty, and I was saying, a bit like what me and the Piv said yesterday, just happy that people like Moise Keane had scored a goal for his national team, and Cenk Tosun and Gylfi Sigurdsson, because I always think that gives you confidence going forward in the season. I think sometimes players just need that little spark to get them going, and so I'm hoping that the likes of Moise Keane can just really kick on for me. He's got his goal for Italy, and hopefully he'll get his first couple for Everton on Sunday in a win. Purdy Blues and Gary Ward both saying the picture and the sound is good, so thank you for that. Purdy Blues also says, I think Tom has a bright future with the club. Well, it seems like the manager and the director of football seems to think so. They both, Tom Davies signed a new 4-year deal with the club in the summer. Said he had a career path. He'd had a chat with Marcel Brands, a chat with Marco Silva, and he was quite happy with what was said in those meetings, and that's important, that the player feels comfortable and confident, of where his career is going. Now, the flip side to that is obviously lack of games. I think the big red flag to everybody, I suppose, was that the Lincoln City game away, he wasn't included in. I think had he played in that one, but not in the league, you'd have kind of gone, well, okay, the manager's trying to find a role for him, so to speak. I think the Lincoln game made people go, what's happening with him? Because don't forget, 12 months ago, he captained the team at Leicester in the league. Or was it October? And then he was out the team. Obviously, Andre Gomez was fit then, and he replaced him. But Tom's not started the game since early February, and I think he's played something like 21 minutes since March in the Premier League, which is not great. But like I've just said before, I think he's a good player. I think he's got the makings of being a really good player for Everton. Obviously, he has to improve. The more players we bring in, like Fabian Delph and JP Gbamin and Andre Gomez, the more he's going to have to improve to get games over those lads, because they're quality players as well. But that's the challenge, isn't it? You can't be at Everton Football Club and just think it's easy, because it isn't. Where we want to go, top 6, top 4, win trophies, it requires a level of player to be up here. And sometimes, you've got to try and fight with everything you've got to get to that level. I'm watching the Leeds United documentary at the moment. I'm also watching the Borussia Dortmund documentary, both on Amazon Prime. If you've got them, check them out if you like football documentaries. And the Leeds one, in particular, is Marcelo Bielsa getting every last drop out of the players. In pre-season, he was there for 9 hours a day at the training ground, which is, listen, a lot of people go to work for 9 hours a day, so I'm not trying to say how hard they work, but compared to some footballers who were there for 2 hours a day, it was, trimming the body fat right down as much as they could get it, and working, running harder and doing more weights, getting every bit out, with the emphasis on improving as players. And in that documentary, people are talking and saying 4 or 5 of the lads in this team now, we didn't think were good enough last season, but Bielsa's got this much extra out of them, and now they look like top players. So, that's what the likes of Marco Silva and Lewis Bowen-Morte, that's up to them at Finch Farm to drag every last bit out of these players. David Moyes did it. David Moyes got players who performing, hadn't done it at other clubs, got them performing at a high level without having really any money. He wrung every last drop out of those players to get them, in some cases, playing way above their level. If Marco Silva can do the same, the quality of player we have at Everton, then we are going to go far. I think the big German over there, the Gerner, top Gerner, does that for them. I think they have genuinely got some fantastic footballers, Liverpool, but they've also got 3 or 4 in that team who I look at and think, I wouldn't have him, or don't fancy him, or individually he's not great, but he wrings every last drop out of them, which makes them perform above and beyond probably what their ceiling is. So that's what top managers do. And for the likes of Tom Davies, that's what he has to do. He has to wring every last bit out of his ability level, get himself as fit as he can possibly be, as strong as he can possibly be. And if he does that, he'll force his way into this Everton team, because he's a good footballer. Sorry for the rant, but that's it. Derek Hulton says, I remember him coming on his first appearance as a sub, being right back, ran on immediately and started ordering players around. I thought there and then captain material. Could he be the right back to replace Seamus? I've said this, Derek. I feel as though he probably could play right back. Is he quick enough? Ultimately, I'm not sure. He's quick in bursts. He's good on the ball. Who knows? But I certainly think he could play in a number of positions, and that's why you need those players in your squad. You need lads who can go in and perform and do things, play to a certain level, which will get you through sticky situations. Tom Davies isn't an issue for me. It's just about us trying to get him as much game time so that he can develop. Hopefully, he'll get into our side. If not, and everybody's fit in January, and Gbamin's back and flying, and Tom's struggling, I'd like to see Marcel Brands get him a loan move to maybe somewhere like Germany to get him some minutes. I'm not necessarily saying he has to do that, but I think that will benefit him as well, to go and play in the Bundesliga, top division, playing in front of big crowds every week. I'm just playing regularly. I think you'd see him come on a game. But that's up to him, and it's not till January, and we're only in early September, so by Christmas, this picture could look totally different. Tom Davies could be playing in Everton's first team, and people saying, "Oh, he's playing brilliantly," and it's difficult for, I don't know, Gylfi Sigurdsson to get in, or Andre Gomez, or whoever. But that's the level he has to get to, and if he gets to that level, I don't think any of us will be upset, will we? We'll all be delighted. Steve Hardy, not being able to watch the live of the last few days, including today, but just popped on to say thanks for giving me something to listen to each morning on my long hour trip to work. Great stuff as always. Thanks, Steve. Lovely to get comments like that. We appreciate it. Listen, we're here every day virtually, aren't we, talking about Everton because we love it and we know that other people want to talk about it, and you know it interests us. And let's be honest, you're not going to get anywhere else, are you? Sky, I mean, there was a goal last night in the Vincent Kompany testimonial by Robin van Persie, which was delicious, brilliant goal. Tim Cahill involved with a marvellous back heel. Didn't even talk about the assist. Didn't even get mentioned probably because he's played for Everton. Unbelievable. But so we are going to bring you content every day, Steve. We're going to give you as much as you can cope with. The idea for us is to over deliver, and that's what we're going to be aiming for as we go through the season. Me and Ped trying to make it better and better for you. So any ideas you have, any information, any content you think you'd like us to make, get your ideas in, and if we can do it, we will. I know that one of our patrons, Steve Kelly, hopefully he's going to come in and start doing some fantasy football stuff for us, for everyone who's in the Fantasy Football League for Toffee TV. And any patrons, I'm inviting you now, me to camera. If you can get in and do some shows with us, get in. Let us know. Kane, you're all that. I'm going to come in, yeah. Whatever. But it's open to every one of you. Get in here and make some shows with us. Let us know. Just hit us up and you're in here. I love talking to many different Evertonians because hopefully some people have got different ideas to me, and I love that discussion. So come in, and it's interesting. Come in and get involved. You people help this to run. You are making us bigger and be able to do more stuff. So come and be even more of a part of it. Do it. Yeah, so that's basically the Tom Davies stuff. I still think he's got a big part to play. I think a lot of Blues think the same. Some will come out with, oh, he's crap and blah, 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 but that's, fair enough. That's the way it is. Where are we? On Patreon. Kane, love the Florida chat on the podcast. I'm going at the end of May. I can't wait. What will the weather be like, and where are the best places to go? My girlfriend goes all the time. Me and you were having Florida chat when I was there, weren't we, mate? On the Al messages. I think you were away as well at some stage. May is fantastic. I love May. And I wouldn't go in August if it was up to me, mate. When we go, I go because of the kids, basically school, having been in school and what have you. But May's a lovely time normally to go. The weather's mid to high 80s, the humidity's low. So it's fantastic. And listen, there's so much stuff to do there, Kane. It's incredible. You're just entertained, mate, from morning to night. The parks are incredible. I went through all of them basically when we were there this time. And I loved them. They're brilliant. You go in and you're entertained all day. You'll have a great time. You and your girlfriend, and I think you said it was her family you're going as well. You'll have a brilliant time, mate, honestly. If you're a big kid like me, and you still are a kid, you're only about 21, aren't you, so you're a baby. But if you're a big kid like me, all the rides and everything, it's brilliant. But there's loads to do, honestly, mate. There's shows and everything all within the theme parks. Then away from the theme parks, it's just an amazing place. I can't speak highly enough of it. I absolutely love it. Some people mightn't like it, but I'll be honest with you, most people who I know and talk to, El Piv loves it as well. Ped loves it. Most people I speak to and know who've been to Florida, been to Orlando and gone to the parks and all that, absolutely love it. And for me, I don't think you can beat it for that holiday destination. It's incredible, and it spoils you a little bit. If I'm being honest, I've come home and the weather's been rubbish for a week, and you start going, oh, this is a bit depressing at home, innit, when there's no parks to go to and all that. But yeah, obviously you get back into your normal life, don't you? But it's a fantastic place. You'll have an absolute whale of a time, mate. I don't even know where that came from. Anything you want to know, you've got my number, mate. Hit me up. hit me up. Gary Ward says Davis has loads of potential. You're spot on, Gary. He does. You just need to keep developing. This is a lad who's played 80 odd Premier League games for us, so we've just got to eke out that potential and get him a position that is his, and you know, build it from there. Paddy Blues, what would a holding position be best for Tom in the future? I don't know. AD Boothroyd, who has had him playing for the under-21s in the last week in that position, sat just in front of the back four, said he was marvellous against in Turkey, and he was outstanding the other day against Kosovo, sat just there. So, I don't know. He played very well there. Could he do that in the Premier League? I think it's all about learning. I think he's a really good passer at the ball when he takes care of the ball, Tom. I think it's just about development. It's about, and games. He needs games. Simon Roach, big sigh, says Tom needs to play or he'll go backwards. And that's right as well. It's great training with good players every day, Finch Farmer is, but you need the reward of a game at the end of the week. And you're absolutely right, Simon. Unless he plays regularly, he will go backwards. And that's the key now, isn't it? That's the challenge for not only Tom, but for Marcel Brands and for Marco Silva. Get him games. Is he, you know, are we in a situation at Everton at the moment where we're trying to get somewhere and we have to take every game 100% seriously? Yeah. So Tom has to be performing at the level where you put him in, and it's a no drop off in performance, in level. We can't use Everton 13 games to try and develop him. He has to be good enough to say to the manager, I can do that job, and go in and develop from there. So he's got a responsibility himself. But like you say, so's Marco and Marcel. And if that isn't happening by January and he's not playing, then our responsibility is to go and get him a really good loan like John Joe Kenny in a Bundesliga for me. I don't think he learns anything playing in the Championship, I'll be honest. I really don't. He's played 80 odd 13 games for Everton. I said Premier League games before, I might be wrong. I know it's 80 odd 13 appearances, so he would have to go, to me, and play in a high league like the Bundesliga to improve. But it's a dead interesting one, I think. Michael Doyle saying I'd much rather play Davis than Sneijderlin. You know what, Michael? You're right in a way, because... Oh, sorry, you're right. The reason probably why Sneijderlin plays is A, experience, and B, because the manager knows he'll just sit in front of that back four and not really move. I think with Tom plays a little bit more risk football, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing, because he gets us passing the ball, he gets us moving quicker, and to be honest, would probably bring more. Well, he would bring more than Morgan Sneijderlin, because he'd be able to be all action. However, if you haven't got that insurance in front of the back four, if he's not disciplined enough to sit in front of that back four, then I can understand why Marco Silva will go with Sneijderlin for the time being. But it's up to Tom to prove to the manager, I can do that as well. If you want me to sit in front of those centre backs and pick it and just knock it off, go and win it and give it to other people, then I can do that for you. That's up to Tom to convince him, isn't it? I think. Listen, I'd love him to be in our team regularly. I love Tom Davis as a player. I do. I love everything that's about him. I love the fact doesn't give a toss what anyone thinks about the clothes he wears. I love he's not a dickhead bouncing around with names and coming in with his Louis Vuitton wash bag and all that shit. And there's nothing flash about him, and I love it. And I want him to do really well. But that doesn't mean I want him to play if he's not good enough. If you know what I mean, he's got to be at that level for me. Mark Sobel says, what are the expectations for the next section of the season? Stay in the top 6 mix and keep advancing in the cup. See more progress in getting our centre forward goals. Get into the top 10 in the Super Blue League. Mine is get into the top 10 in the Super Blue League, Mark. I missed a couple of games with being away. Forgot to do them, and it's damaged me. So I'm going to have to go some to try and force my way higher up the table. For Everton, the next section of the season, I'd say your first line, to be honest. Stay in the top 6 mix and keep advancing in the cup. I think what we have to do, we've got 2 games now that, don't get me wrong, will be difficult for different reasons. Bournemouth at the weekend, not a great game for us in terms of not a great place for us to go. We've not won a Premier League game there so far since they were promoted. However, they let you play. I was reading before, I don't know how accurate it is, but Bournemouth have got some injury problems ahead of the game. So I don't know. They'll let us play. We'll have to be, Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson, Josh King, Harry Wilson, red shite, will cause us problems because they're a good four. Ryan Fraser's numbers last year were ridiculous. 27 big chances created, I think, and 15 assists and 7 goals. So he's a real threat. Callum Wilson's a good striker. He's a threat. However, the other way, for us, Richarlison, Bernard, Iwobi, Moise Keane, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Luca Dean, all offer them something to worry about. And so it's up to us at the other end, isn't it, to put them under pressure. I think we can get goals. I think we'll win, but it'll be tight. And we need to win. If we beat them and then beat Sheffield United, we go into that City game full of confidence. But it means that we will have almost cemented ourselves in that mix for the top 6. And that's what we have to do. Go through section by section, clinging on to top 4, top 6, in terms of numbers, in terms of points. And if we can do that and get into our rhythm, who knows what we can do this season? We've got the players. It's just about getting on that run. So I think for me, if I was Marco Silva and Marcel Brands, this next section now, certainly up to Christmas, let's cling on to them top 6 coattails. It might be that we're 4th by Christmas because we're on a great run, who knows, but certainly stay in and around it so that once you get a run going, you haven't got much ground to make up. And we did that last season, only we had too much ground to make up. We almost did. We almost caught Wolves in the end, but we left ourselves a mountain to climb. We pulled massive points back on them and the likes of Leicester and things like that, and West Ham and Watford, and finished above most of those. But we just left ourselves too big a mountain to climb. Let's not do that this season. Let's get these next 2 games won, get 6 points, be fantastic. It'd be a great start. We're sat on 13 points from 18. It'd be an incredible start for us and give us loads of confidence, I think. Evan Osborne, cheers, Baz. Does Delph remind you of Gareth Barry? I think they both have that awareness of what's going on around them at all times, and it looks like Delph knows what he wants to do with the ball before he receives the pass. You're right, Evan. He does remind me of Gareth Barry. He's a bit more mobile than Gareth Barry, but I would say Gareth Barry read the game better than Fabian Delph does. However, he does remind me of him. He's got good vision. Great eye for a pass. I think his infectious will to win. I think he's learned, developed that. Although, throughout his career, I think he's always had that will to win, even when he was a kid at Leeds and a Villa. So I think it's standards. He's been playing for Pep Guardiola, who has the highest standards in football. He's bringing them to Everton. It's about organisation on the pitch. It's about what he does every day. What the Tom Davis, for argument's sake, when he goes into Finch Farm and he sees Delph, is he looking at what he's doing? He will do, because you can't fail to be impressed by new people coming in. If you've got someone comes in who sets the standards. I've just watched the Roy Keane, Gary Neville interview, and Gary Neville's talking about Keane setting the example in the dressing room, and you're looking at him, and players want to do what he's doing because his standards are so high. And I think Gareth Barry was a fantastic signing for Everton. He was brilliant, but he was also quite a quiet man. I think he just led by example quietly. I think Delph leads by example, but he's also a mouthy little so-and-so, and he'll tell people. And I like that. I like the fact that he'll grab people and go, that wasn't good enough, and this and that. And he'll do it on the pitch, and he'll do it away from the pitch. And I like that, and I think that's massively important. And I think you need that. I think that'll also bring it out of other players who need it as well. I think if you've got an honest and open dressing room who are close, because the manager's done a great job at fostering that team spirit. I've said this a few times, he really has. And if you've also got lads who can say things to other players as mates as well, but in a way that it's like, I need to pull my socks up here. I think you challenge each other to get better and better and better. And I think it's a good thing for us. So I think it'll be a great signing for us. We've just got to keep him fit. That'll be the biggest thing. He's had a few fitness injuries, a few fitness worries, hasn't he? Even already at Everton. So if we can keep him fit, I think he could be a fantastic signing for us. I really do. £8 million. Come on, You're not going to get much better bargains than that, in my opinion, in the Premier League. And, you know, hopefully he drives us on to bigger and better things. And you look at his reaction after the Wolves game when we'd won. Just have a look at what he's like at the final whistle. Just brilliant. Brilliant to see. Excuse me, the throat's a little bit dry doing all the talking here. Let's have a look. Where are we? I'm going down here. Derek Hulton says, with Tom, it's possibly the case that this season is a make or break for the first team as a whole. We have to win a trophy or break top 6. So possibly Silva has to plan to win every game or get points from every game. This could be the reason why Tom isn't on the team sheet at the moment. You're right, Derek. You're right. And it's up to Tom. The gauntlet's down there for Tom. 21-year-old lad playing for the club he supports from the area. It's up to him to raise his level so that the manager thinks he's on a level playing field with the likes of Fabian Delph and Andre Gomez and Morgan Schneiderlin and Gylfi Sigurdsson. Can Tom Davies go in and do me a job? Yeah, he can. No, he's got loads of potential. He might do it. Yeah, Tom can play today. He's been great in training. I've watched him. He's ready for it. He's going to do me a job today. To be fair to the manager, he did that last season. He made him captain at Leicester last season and got him to, you know, he'd done a job for him. So, you know, it's about Tom raising his game. If he doesn't raise his game, the level of competition he's got now has gone up. So if he doesn't rise to that challenge, then he won't be in our team or in our squad. It's up to him. Gary Ward says, everywhere in the southeast US is ungodly hot and humid in July and August. It is, Gaz. It is. I mean, the humidity, quite a few days in Orlando, we had 97 degrees and 89% humidity, which is just, it saps you. You're standing there 2 minutes after coming out of an air conditioning building and the sweat, you're not even doing anything, and the sweat's just running down your head. It's berserk, but you do get, you know what, you do get used to it as the holiday goes on, but it is madly hot. When the humidity's not there, the heat is fine. You know, 90 degrees is okay. It's hot, but it's okay. But with the humidity, it does tax you, like. And Derek Hulton again, do you think it's unusual here at Everton that we talk about our director of football in the same breath as we do as our manager coach? Is there any other club that do this and see it as a real team working behind the scenes? Other clubs seem to have a much bigger gap between the two jobs. On Europe, Derek, in Europe and on the continent, I think they do. I think the sporting director, as they're called, is massive, and it's a massive thing. I think if you watch the Leeds documentary, I've just been talking about it, they've got a sporting director and he's in it. Certainly talked about as much as what Marcelo Bielsa is. It's probably relatively new thing here in the Premier League in terms of acceptance of it. It's been around for a while. Tottenham have had one for a good number of years, into Frank Arneson and Baldini and people like that. Chelsea have had a few, you know, with Emanalo and other people as well. So it's been around. Liverpool have a transfer committee, don't they, as such, and that works with Jurgen Klopp. But I think the fact that it's spoken about so well here is because on the 15 months they've been working together, they seem like they're a united team. They seem like they're together. They seem like there's a plan. Everybody knows what's happening within that structure, and they're working closely together. So we can only talk about it positively, can't we? And all the stuff that we're being told, you know, from various people at the club and things like that, is that it's all hunky-dory. It's all going really well. Everyone, you know, is working together. Everyone's enjoying it. And so therefore it will be spoken positively, won't it? But you are right, it's a massive shift from, you know, the manager used to have to do everything and he was the be-all and end-all at the club. But I suppose the whole, and for the, you know, at the risk of repeating myself again, the whole idea of this is that if your coach underperforms, your head coach or your manager, whatever you want to call him, if he underperforms, then your sporting director of football just replaces him with someone who plays very much the same way so that the players don't have to keep changing. You can't keep changing 15, 18 players every 18 months because a manager doesn't work out, because you'll have no money, which is what essentially we've wasted money because we've done that. And now we've got a structure in place that with people who know what they're doing. Marcel Brands knows his job, and therefore Marco Silva plays the way Marcel Brands believes should be played, and Marco Silva's replacement will play the way Marco Silva plays, so that they can use the players, and that's the only way your football club ever works. It's with having a plan, money, ball, and everything else you can throw at it, but it's having a plan, and that's how it works. Going back through here, Simon Rouse. In your opinion, Baz, who would you make captain of the squad? Well, Seamus is the captain at the moment, isn't he? I'd certainly give Delph the armband at times. I think he would be. He's someone who could captain the team well. And then after that, I'd probably look at someone like. I mean, Jordan Pickford is Maldy and all that, but I don't think he's captain material. I think you ideally you want someone in the middle of the park, but I think probably a Yerry Mina or Luca Dean. Luca Dean, because he would lead by example in terms of playing. He's not massively vocal, I don't think. But Yerry Mina, because I think he could be a monster. But at the moment, Seamus Coleman's the natural choice for it. I don't get when Gylfi's the captain, though. I really don't. I want someone with a little bit more fire in them, but Delph would certainly be the captain for me as well. Kane Forshaw, I've seen the likes of Schalke and other European teams have friendlies over the international break for players who don't get called up. I think that'd be great for players to get minutes. Why don't we do that? Possibly because so many of our players are away on international duty, Kane. I don't know. You know what, right? It's a tough one for me, that, because I'd like them to play these games, these friendlies, but imagine if we got injuries. We'd be devastated, wouldn't we? If we played a game against, I don't know, whoever, a friendly during this international break against Heerenveen from Holland, for argument's sake, and we lost a couple of players. Andre Gomez, say, because he wasn't away with Portugal, or Bernard. We'd be devastated and be saying, what are we doing playing a game? But the flip side of that is it also keeps people fresh, doesn't it? You know, it's how many of those players. So out of our team, Pickford was away, Coleman was away, Mina was away, Keane was away, Dean was away. So the back five were all away. Into midfield, Delph was here, Gomez is here, Tom Davies is away, Schneidlin's here. So say three midfield, senior midfield players were still here. Gylfi was away, Iwobi was away, Richarlison was away, Moise Keane was away, Cenk Tosun was away, Dom was still here, wasn't he? So I don't know, you'd have about 6 players, mate, wouldn't you? So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we should be doing it? You think it's a great idea, but is it really? If you put a team out that had Stecklenberg in and Cuca Martina and Morgan Fee, you know, it's almost like an under-23 side, isn't it? So I don't know. I know the manager gave a few some of the players like Bernard at the weekend off and stuff. He was over in Ibiza, which is lovely, isn't it? And things like that. So the players probably got 3 days off to just recuperate and get ready to be fresh again for this week, and see how we go. Purdy Blues, does the Toffee TV shop deliver to the US? I'm not 100% sure, mate. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'd have to try and find out for you. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is the answer to that. Right, I'm going to do about another 10 minutes, guys, and then it's football night for me little fella, so I need to go and take him to football. Steve, the Steak High Baz and the team, great content as always. Love Andy with his insight into all his inputs. Yeah, Andy's been a valuable member, and it's sound because Ped's isn't really into all that. He likes bits of it, but he's not geeky enough to be into that. He's more geeky on Star Wars and that, to be honest. But Andy with his stats, that's kind of my thing. I like that as well. So it's given me someone to listen to as well, and to be able to bounce things off. And we have some good discussions, me and Andy, on certain things. Don't always agree, but it's good. It's good. Yes, he's been a good addition to the team, most definitely. Um, so if there's anything else you want discussing, get the points in very quickly into the last 10 minutes now before I have to go and watch. Mind you, I like watching him. Good little player. Me lad I'm talking about, not Andy. I mean, Andy might be. Not little, is he? He's massive. 6'4". Lionsy, I agree with you, Baz, about Fabian Delph. I think we've been lacking a player who will get a grip of others on the pitch for quite some time. Doing a great job, mate. Cheers. I agree, mate. I think that is one, and it's one of those things that I think is underrated by fans. Well, maybe not fans, but I just don't think it's talked about enough. That person who will challenge other players, what they're doing on the pitch, positional wise, holding people accountable. And then if you know that you've got that and your players are given everything, you can't ask any more. As an Evertonian, if our lads go out there and give absolutely everything they've got, and you can see it, and we lose, then so be it. You're gonna lose football matches. That's nature of the game. But there's been times when it's looked like things are spiraling, and we haven't had anyone who can almost pull it all back together, or grab someone and say, get your finger out, get into these, get organised, get tackling. And the manager will do it on the sideline, of course he will, but sometimes having someone in the heart of that midfield, we'll have all played with lads at any level of football, and you'll play with that fella who will inspire you by screaming and shouting, and get you going. And sometimes lads don't like it, but it does get a reaction out of it. Listen, I was a moaner when I played. I was a proper moaner because I expected everyone to be putting the effort I was in. I wasn't always great, and they won't always be great, but if everyone's putting that effort in and you're questioning people, it's that will to win. It's whether you want to win. Is it enough? Teams get over the line purely on that, because that will to win is stronger than their opponents, and they might be less talented and things like that, but it gets you over the line. So I think he's been a fantastic addition that way to our football club. Long may it continue. And like I say, we just keep him fit for most of the season. I think he can be absolutely key to us. But just having him there anyway, because he'll be questioned. If you watch that Man City, if you watch the Man City documentary, you see what he's like, and that's with lads who are winners, who've won all kinds of trophies, and with Pep Guardiola as well. He'll have his say. Fabian Delph, doesn't matter if you're Marco Silva or you're Mikel Arteta or you're Pep Guardiola, he tells you. So I've got no issue with that whatsoever. I think it's fantastic. Paddy Blues, great content. Thanks for an enjoyable lunch break, Baz. I hope you enjoyed your lunch, mate. What did you have? I'm quite hungry. Let me know what you had before you check out. Derek Hulton, nothing better than watching your son run around playing a game when you see them smiling and enjoying it just as a game. That's what it's all about. You're right, Derek. I mean, you're saying nothing better. I loved playing and scoring goals, I'll be honest. But I do love seeing Zach bouncing around, lashing goals in from everywhere. It is enjoyable. Yeah, so last 5 minutes, guys. Anything else, or are you bored of my dulcet tones now? And you're thinking, all right, Baz, come on, you've had your say. Let me go and have my tea, or whatever you're doing. You know what? I need a new series to watch on Netflix or Amazon Prime, like, with me and me missus. It. People are saying Mindhunter, but I just don't know whether I'm ready for that at the moment. But I need something to watch. Kane Forshaw would be good for the likes of Holgate, Gibson, Sidibe, Baines to get minutes. Yeah, true. Squad players, I just mean for friendlies who don't really get game time. I think the opportunity comes with one of them players to get a game. They can look way off everybody else. You're right about the injury risk, but isn't the injury risk the same? Yeah, it is, Kane. You know what? You're right there with those players. Obviously, the likes of Holgate and Lewis Gibson and Sidibe and people like that. And you're right about the risk of injury. But when players get injured in training, it's not. This is just a personal thing. And everyone watching now might totally disagree with me. But I always think it's worse if it's just a meaningless game. You know what I mean? If they get knock in training, it is what it is. But But you're right, maybe just for those lads, and then fill the squad out, fill the team out with a few of the 23s or the 18s who aren't away. Maybe that's what they look. I know they've done that before. Marco Silva's done it with bounce games to get players extra minutes. So maybe it's something they'll do in the next international break or the one after that. Who knows? Purdy Blues had shepherd's pie with some greens. What a lunch that is. Gary Ward had a ham and cheese sandwich. Any salad on it, Gaz? Or any pickled onion or something like that? Not pickled onion, like Branston pickle. That type of stuff. Simon Rouse, have a good weekend, Baz, and you Blues. Cheers, Si. Make sure you're careful with that chainsaw, mate. Right, I'm going to call it a night, people. Hang on. Ian Lyons is saying Carnival Row, Baz, it's quite good. All right, mate. I will give that one a little go. Is that is Thingy in that? Andrew Gower in that? Evertonian? If that's the one, I think it might be. And Andy Gower's going to come in. Him and Luke Roskell, 2 young actors. But I think Andrew Gower's in that. He's going to come in and see me and Ped probably this month. So be good to get them lads in the studio. It's good having Blues in the acting industry to keep spreading our name as much as we can, really. Gary Ward didn't have anything on his ham and cheese. Fair enough, guys. If you're just like your ham and cheese and you don't have any accompaniments with it, no worries, mate. As long as you enjoyed it, that's all that matters, isn't it? Right, people, I'm going to call it a day there. So thanks very much for joining me today. Sorry, it's just me on my own. Ped's back next week, so we'll be back together. The band will be back together. Yeah, got a video coming out, trying to think, one with John Blaine for you patrons about Tom Davis, so check that out. Yeah, and there you go. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for being patrons. Have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully the Blues can pick up 3 points at Bournemouth and continue our decent start to the season. So have a great weekend, everyone. Obviously there'll be more content, the News Daily, and there'll be stuff, the Daily out tomorrow and stuff. But thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you on the lives next week. Take it easy, everybody. Ciao.